after this trade, just how good can the Knicks be? And well, welcome back to New York Sports WickerMedia. I'm Wa2K99. Thank you, as always, for taking the time to watch these videos. Man, I cannot tell you the last time I was this excited about the New York Knicks. Now, I make no secret, the Knicks have been my number 4 team for a long time now. Then again, when the team has hardly been relevant for an entire quarter century, it can be a little bit challenging. That's part of it. Another part is the change in the NBA, the style of play, all of that. But I am as excited to be a Knicks fan as I have been since probably 1998 or 1999. That's how good this team is becoming. And at the trade deadline, leonrose, maybe the best general manager in all of New York sports, strikes and strikes hard. Now, today was the trade deadline. There were rumors about different players, DeJounte Murray, Spencer Dinwiddie, Alec Burks, different guys like this. Malcolm Brogdon was another one, but you knew the Knicks needed a playmaker. They needed more scoring, especially off the bench, with Julius Randle injured, with Mitchell Robinson hurt, Jalenbrunson spraining his ankle, OG Anunoby now needing elbow surgery. Well, more on him in a moment. But you knew they needed another punch of scoring, especially after the trade of Emmanuel Quigley, and today they strike. So initially, the trade that came out was Alec Burks was coming back to the Knicks from Detroit for quentingrimes and 2 second-round picks. And initially, I wasn't too thrilled about that. Now, Burks is a very good outside shooter, but I felt for Grimes and 2 second-round picks. I thought, all right, not a great trade, but it's like, okay, it's a little bit of an upgrade. But then when the additional terms of the deal were announced, and there's a whole thing with Malachi Flynn, with him being able to be involved in trades, the NBA's got all kinds of crazy rules. But the whole trade turned out to be Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks going to the Knicks in exchange for quentingrimes, the expiring contract of Evan Fournier, Malachi Flynn, Ryan A. So the Villanova quartet is broken up, and 2 second-round picks, and I was doing fist pumps in my chair at work. Wow, I absolutely love this trade. Now, if we look at this thing, so Alec Burks is 32 years old. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent. And Bogdanovic has a $19 million salary for next year, but it's only partially guaranteed at just $2 million. So right now what the expectation is, the Knicks are absolutely going to fully guarantee that contract next year, but it could be with the intention of flipping him to another team to get another player over the course of the summer. So they're not going to dump him just to get rid of him. They would trade Bogdanovic with the idea that they're going to acquire another star to play along with Jalenbrunson and Julius Randle. I love it. They kept all their first-round picks, of which there are many. The Knicks, think about this, in the 2024 draft, and I don't even think they had a pick in 2023. The Knicks will have between 1 and 4 first-rounders in that draft, depending on how the protections play out. Now, it's tough to lose quentingrimes. It felt like this was coming, though. You know, he was a first-round pick for the Knicks, had 3 seasons here. Very inconsistent player. You know, rookie season, nothing to be excited about. Averaged 6 points a game. Shot about 38% from 3. His sophomore year, last year, was quite a bit better. Averaged 11.3 points per game on 47% shooting. Made 39% of his threes. But then the Knicks signed Dante DiVincenzo, and Grimes just didn't have much of a role here anymore. He became expendable. His contract was coming up, and now he goes to Detroit, probably the worst team in the league. It's a new start for him, and I wish him well going forward. So what do we have really with the Knicks here, with these 2 new players? Well, Bogdanovic is 34 years old. He was on the Atlanta team that eliminated the Knicks from the playoffs back in 2021. He's played very well with a bad Detroit team, averaging 20.2 points per game on 46.8% shooting. He's also hitting a career-best 3.1 three-pointers per game and shooting 41% from beyond the arc. So that is something the Knicks have really needed, which is reliable three-point shooting. Bogdanovic can give them that. Now for Burks, this is a reunion. As I've said, he also shoots very well from the outside. And when they lost Quigley, they really sacrificed the bench scoring. So now you insert Alec Burks, and now it starts to make some more sense. There's now seemingly a role for just about every player. And being that he spent 2 years with the Knicks before, Tom Thibodeau likes him. And Burks is familiar with the Thibodeau system. I mean, Thibodeau likes him so much, at one point he had promoted Burks to the starting lineup. Not only that, but Burks has shot 40% or better from three-point range in each of the last 4 years. I like it, and he will definitely give some scoring punch for the Knicks coming off the bench, which they sorely needed. So now, but how does this affect the team on the floor once everybody's back? Well, for one thing, Jalen Brunson's going to have a lot more room to work with, because now teams are going to have to account for better outside shooting with Burks and Bogey. It'll also give Julius Randle more room to operate down low once he comes back from his shoulder injury. Now, the Knicks have already been one of the best teams in basketball since they made the trade for OG Anunoby, but now with the injuries to Randle and to Anunoby, they needed to bolster their lineup with another capable forward, so that's why it made sense to bring in Bogdanovic. Now, the news came down tonight that OG, who had missed several games with elbow inflammation, well, it's actually an irritation of his bone spur in the elbow. And now the news came down, he's going to need surgery to remove the loose bone fragment. He's going to be out at least 3 weeks. And after that time, he should be able to do basketball activities again. He'll be reevaluated. So 3 weeks from right now would be February 29th. The regular season ends April 14th. So even if it takes a month for him to recover, around even to mid-March, that would still give Thibodeau about a month to figure out how these pieces fit. So it's best to do the surgery now. And the reaction to the trade has been pretty remarkable. The NBA world is stunned. I wanted to quote a couple of tweets that I found. So one was from the Bro and Will show, which is a Rockets podcast. So that tweet was, "I take back everything. This is a terrible trade for the Pistons. The Knicks are up." Another Twitter account called Pistons Thoughts. "Nah, man, that's terrible. You had the two hottest commodities on the market and couldn't even get your own protected first-round pick back that's way more valuable to you than any other team. Grimes in 2 seconds and about 3 question marks." Kevin O'Connor, a well-respected writer. "The Knicks are big winners. Needed more scoring, and Bogdanovic and Burks fit perfectly next to the engines Brunson and Randle. Both can get hot. Both can create if needed at some time or another to give Brunson a breather." Probably the biggest criticism of Tom Thibodeau, running his players into the ground, all of that stuff. Well, now with a team that's this deep, he's going to be able to give Brunson a blow when needed. Angelo Dawkins from the Street Profits, WWE Tag Team. "Knicks committed highway robbery on Detroit." But probably my favorite was this parody account. And it said this about Tom Gores, who's the Pistons owner. Basically, they made up a quote that Gores would say. And this was the quote that Gores would have said about the trade. "If you don't look at the players we got back with their scoring, rebounding, assists, or defense, they should contribute a lot to the community." Translation, he didn't care, and he didn't really care about winning games. He just wanted decent people. And so that is basically it. So this is basically a unanimous home run. But you know what? That's all for the Pistons to worry about. This right now is about the Knicks getting better, which they did, and not giving up too much to do it, which they did. What they lacked last season when they lost to Miami really was outside shooting. And what they've been lacking this season is depth with a 7, sometimes 8-man rotation. Well, both those needs have been addressed with these 2 trades. The one for OG Anunoby and for Precious, and then this one today as well. And now I'll tell you, this may be the Knicks' best chance in 25 years to go on an extended run in the playoffs, possibly even get to the finals, and then who knows what. Because this is a 10-deep team. I mean, think about the first unit. Probably Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, and Mitchell Robinson. Robinson, from what I hear, should be resuming basketball activities around the All-Star break. So he is on his way back. And then the second unit would be Bogey, Josh Hart, Alec Burks, Precious, and Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, when they all get back and they find their place, watch out. Nobody's going to take on the orange and blue. So leonrose, I tip my hat to you. You don't ever have to do a press conference if you don't want. You just keep doing what you're doing. He is earning the benefit of the doubt. And how many executives in New York sports can you currently say that about? I really don't know if you can. Well, I am one happy Knicks fan. Those are my thoughts. I want to see yours. Put them right down there in the comments. Do you like these trades? And do you think the Knicks can go on an extended run? And my God, I dare say contend for an NBA championship. Well, thanks everybody for watching. I'll see you right back here with more content from you know where. The Wicker Chair.